to today's session, right? Today's trading session. We're going to be talking about a very important topic that most traders and even beginner traders tend to ignore, but it's very important. So today's topic is all about trading times and session, how to know when to trade this particular session, right? So one thing to know about trading sessions or market sessions is that we have different sessions. You understand? We have the London, the New York, we have the Frankfurt, the Asian session, right? These sessions are very important, and you need to know when you ought to be on the market, because not every time you want to be on the market, right? This session, they open and close, you understand? So the importance of session is that you get to know why you are trading that particular pair or asset, and is in line with what that pair would do for that particular day or that particular week, because whether you like it or not, banks are also participants in this market. They tend to make the market very volatile. So without wasting much time, right, let's see for ourselves or go into the video properly, right? So we have different sessions, right? Let's start with the London session. If you look on my watch list, you can see we have GBP pairs, right? GPCHF, GPUSD, GP CAD, and GPJPY. Then look at GPUSD, right? If I open my chart on GBPUSD, you will notice that we have a bullish structure currently, right? We have a bullish structure currently. And now, what is the market doing? When do you need to be trading the markets? What time is appropriate for you to trade GBPUSD? Obviously, it's the London session. Same thing with Euro USD, same thing with Euro pairs, any pair that has Euro. The most time you need to trade them is during the London session, because that is where the banks in UK, they are open, financial institutions in UK, they are opened. You get? So there will be more volatility, there will be more volume, there will be more momentum for market to move during this period. And this is a trade I caught of recent for GBPUSD, right? And it is the knowledge of times and session that enabled me to cash this trade on GBPUSD. It was a very nice trade that gave 1:3, as you can see right here. It gave a 1:3. So let me go on the 1 hour so that you see it clearly, right? So you can see the entry straight into profit. This was a London session trade, right? It was London session that gave me this profit. And we also had other moves that the market made during London session. This move you are seeing here was also as a result of London session push. You understand? You need to understand the time or when you ought to be trading that particular pair. You understand? What I do basically is that if I cannot find an opportunity during London and New York, then I rest for the day and continue the next day. You understand? Because that is when the market will actually move. Same thing with this trade right here on GBPUSD also, right? The GBPUSD trade also moved during the London session. Now observe with me carefully. You will notice that we had this first sell. This was during London session, right? What you know is that this session, right, or this pair, sometimes or they move during London session, right, and later in the New York, they also continue that move. So we can have the market pushing bullish, right, during London session, and at the same time still continue that bullish move during New York session. Sometimes we also have reversals also. You understand? So this was a trade that I caught on GPSD, and it was an entry from the London session, because I know that I have to be trading, because I trade GPSD a lot, and if I want to trade GPSD, I have to utilize the London session, because that is where there will be more volatility to trade my GPUSD, right? You can see that the base currency, which is British pound, is stronger than US dollar in general. So which means I have to focus on the London session to trade this GBPUSD. Same thing with GPJPY, GP CAD, GPCHF. You understand? So this trade you are seeing right here was the beginning of a move from London session. Then it rallied all the way down. That's New York session pushed the market all the way down right here. As you can see, New York session pushed the market all the way down right here. Right, this was a lot of pips that the market moved in a day, right? In a day. So that's it about GBPUSD. And we also have this push again right here on GBPUSD also, right? London session move. Then New York session started selling again. Sorry, this was Asian session started selling. During London session, the market started the move from somewhere around here, then continued the move again. One thing you need to know about trading sessions is that during London session, or observe the market structure, right? Observe the trend, because definitely when you advance and enter into the New York session, market will likely continue in that particular trend or direction it was in the London session, right? Same thing with GPJPY, same thing with GP card. All of them, they move mostly during London session and also sometimes during New York session, right? So let me show you guys another price action again, right, that the market moved during London session, right, for GBP pairs. For GBP pairs, that's GBP obviously, right? So this move right here, this happened earlier this week. This was New York session buy, right? And we had this sell before on London session, then we had the New York session move up. Sometimes market can move in opposite directions, right? So that's one about that one. The another one again I want to show you guys is another very sweet move from taking advantage of London session, because you need to know why you are trading a particular pair. Don't just be in a hurry to buy now or sell now. Ask yourself, what session is this pair, or do I need to be trading this pair consistently, right? So this was one right here on GBP USD sales. You can see this was London session. After the FOMC the previous night, market continued that same direction during Asia session. Market continued that direction during London opening, and you can see the massive sales. I also profited from these sales also, and also during New York session, market still kept on pushing down. So you can see how powerful knowing or understanding when to actually trade a particular pair will make you more profit or make you more profitable than you just trading at any time you see. Because you can't be just when you wake up in the morning, or when you wake up in the morning you start buying NZUSD, you start selling it. Yes, market will give opportunity, but the volume of the market may be slow at that particular time, so you may not really need to trade NZUSD during London session or NZD card during London session, because market will be very slow, right? So that's it about London session, right? Let me explain New York session, right? I don't want to make this video very long, right? So for New York session, what pair moved during New York session? For New York session, that's when USA, they've woken up, banks of America or banks in America, they are already opened and active. Hedge funds, they are active, right? And that in our own Nigerian time, that's around 2 in the afternoon, right? Which means market will be more volatile, because London session and New York session are still opened at a particular time. So observe the market during New York session. We see pairs like gold, they will start pushing up, pairs like gold, or Bitcoin, also USD pairs also, because these pairs consign America, it consign USA. So gold will be moving very well. Pairs like USD JPY, USD CAD, USD CHF, you can see them on my watch list. They are going to be moving very well. If you look at gold chart also moved during New York session, right? It moves very well during New York session. If you can observe, all this move are majorly New York session move. You understand? Sometimes during London session, but most active session it move is the New York session, because that is where banks in America, that's USA, they are opened and now active, right? Same thing for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is very active during the New York session. You can see Bitcoin actually move during the New York session, right? Bitcoin can move during New York session. It can also move during Asian session. Sometimes Bitcoin gets to move during the night, and even during New York session it also move very well, right? Then for Asian session, right, we have pairs like USDJPY. They can also move during Asian and New York session. So the most active time to trade Asian session, or the most active time to trade pairs that has JPY, that Japanese yen, right, that's Euro JPY, GBP JPY, is doing what is during the Asian session, right? Most of the time, right, they move during London session, that's for Euro JPY and GBP JPY, right? But during the night time, which is the Asian session, we tend to have some move for these JPY pairs, right? Let me go to let me show you guys. I don't really trade Asian session, but let's look at pairs like let me see, NZDJPY, right? NZDJPY, these pairs, they tend to move during the night time, right, compared to, because the pair or the currency is kind of like affiliated with that session, so that time is the best time for you to trade this particular pair. You can see right here, this happened, this was yesterday night that the market actually moved like this. Same thing with Euro JPY, same thing with GP JPY, same thing with USD JPY. They moved massively during the night. That times where USD JPY will move during the night, during Asian session. You understand? Pairs like CAD JPY, right? Anything that has JPY attached to it, they are for the Asian session. And for we Nigerians, Asian session is not really that kind of session we want to be trading in. You get, we mostly trade London and New York session. And like what I said before, if I cannot find opportunity during London and New York, then I call it a day, right, for that particular trading day, and I resume for the next day again. You understand? So this is a very, very important aspect you need to add to your trading, where you ought to understand the times you should be trading this particular pair, the session, when to enter. Very, very important. When to enter is also a very, very big criteria for you to enter, because what backs up that particular pair you are trading, what session, what volume is backing up for you to buy now or for you to sell now. All these things you have to put them into consideration before you can say that you are buying a particular pair or selling a particular pair, right? So I hope this video is very, very helpful to you out there that actually need to understand trading times and session, right? So we're going to see again in the next one, and peace out.